For my SIEM demonstration, I'll be showcasing Splunk and Elk. I will be starting with Splunk Community Edition. I will be demoing Splunk using tutorial data supplied by the creators of Splunk themselves. So the data of this demonstration is for the Buttercup Games online store, and the store sells games and other related items such as t-shirts. So once you've downloaded, installed, and launched Splunk, you're presented with the following screen. So the first major feature that I want to mention are the thousands of apps and add-ons that Splunk can provide. These apps can be used to better interpret and visualize data generated from specific technologies, so for example like VirusTotal or Modern Honey Network. So you can search for the app related to your specific technology or software, and it helps to better visualize the data. The next major feature that I want to discuss is the Splunk Search Processing Language, or SPL, which is proprietary to Splunk. Its syntax is based on Unix pipeline and SQL. So in the sample query here, the search criteria before the pipe character locates events from the access control log files that were successful. So the status 200 is related to HTTP status, and that were a purchase of a product, so the action purchase. The search criteria after the pipe characters, so the top character category ID, takes the events located and returns the category ID field for the most common values. The top command here is a transforming command and organizes the search results into a table, and this allows the results to be displayed as statistics, which can be seen here. So for the type of games that are being purchased, strategy games were the most commonly purchased with a count of 806 according to the logs, and accounts for over 30% of all events in the logs related to this search query. So this transforming command also allows the data to be visualized as graphs, and we can see that here under visualization. So the log events have been put in a pie chart, but we can choose whatever graph type we want, so bar chart or column chart. And we can then save this panel as a dashboard panel, and then we can basically edit this dashboard by adding more panels to it or more charts to better visualize the data that we want to see. The next SIEM software that I'm going to be looking at is Elk. So the Elk SIEM consists of 3 open source products, which include Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana, as seen here, all of which are developed, managed, and maintained by Elastic. Elk provides similar functions when compared to Splunk. So some sample data of weblogs provided by developers of Elk will be used to showcase Elk, which is going to be seen here. So one of the big differences between Splunk and Elk, which I just mentioned there, was that Splunk is proprietary where Elk is open source. Both the Splunk and Elk stacks web UIs support searching using a dedicated search field. So the query syntax on Kibana is based on the Lucene query syntax, while Splunk uses its own SPL proprietary language, as explained earlier. The Kibana is the visualization tool in the Elk stack, and like Splunk, the platform supports the creation of visualization such as line charts, pie charts, and presentation of them in a dashboard, which can be seen here for the sample weblogs that we're using. So this provides a nice overview of our data and provides a number of different interesting charts to better visualize the logs and data that's being collected. So when comparing or when choosing Elk or Splunk, the choice should reflect not only on the platform but also on the customer's specific needs. So Splunk has an advantage in terms of add-ons and applications, but those features currently found in Splunk are likely to be added to Elk at some point in time. Elk has a steeper learning curve in my opinion, but it's definitely cheaper and more flexible because it's open source. So these are some considerations that should be taken into account when choosing between the two types of SIEMs, or the two SIEMs being presented here. So this concludes my demonstration of Splunk and Elk.